Hi, everyone. I'm so excited today. Thank you so much to share this precious time with us. And um, we're going to talk about stress and anxiety. Actually, this idea just literally came up today. And we just decided, let's just do a quick webinar because this is what we need. Everybody is going nuts, going crazy, and it's affecting our health and well-being. We need something that is concrete, can help people to deal with all the stuff that's bombarding us every single day. So that's why we're here. So thank you for joining us, and I will share this recording after. And at the end of this webinar, you have the opportunity to unmute and share your testimonial and if you have any solutions, any tips to offer to this community. It's all about sharing. And before I start, I would just want to just give you a little quick introduction of myself. My name is Mei Chung, and I was born in Hong Kong. I'm currently I live in Canada, Toronto, Canada. And my background is actually in accounting. I have an undergrad in mathematics, computer science, accounting, certified financial planner, MBA. But interesting enough, I come from a world of knowing everything to a world of I don't know anything. About 4 years ago, I experienced one of the worst health in my life. I would get sick every single time. I have to take antibiotics, and I would just take drugs, like take Tylenol, just for no reason, just like popping drugs here and there. Long story short, I was able to, with the introduction of my friend, took some nutritional supplement, and my health started to improve. And this day, I'm drug-free. My kids are drug-free. There's no baby Tylenol in the house. I'm 10 and 12 years old. So that's how I started my journey in discovering holistic health. And that's why we're here today. And this is my number one passion, is sharing about what I'm learning and what's helping me and what's helping my community. So let's get started. So we're here to talk about stress and anxiety, right? So what are the sources of our stress and anxiety anxiety nowadays, right? Number one, our family, right? Our spouse. Like, especially when we have difference in opinions and how we see the world, and what's right and wrong. My husband can be looking at a piece of propaganda as news, as the truth, and I'm looking at it as completely different, right? So the differences in our thinking, in our values, can cause a lot of stress, right? And it's continuous, and you're living with the person. It's not like your friend, you can just get away from them, right? They're right there. In-laws, another one. Like, you don't only marry your spouse. I mean, you marry the parents of the in-laws. Of your spouse, right? And of course, children. For me, I marry into a step family. So I have step kids. I have 3 stepchildren. They're all adult children. I have 2 of my own. So there are many stress, right? There's also other family member, grandchildren, whatever, right? So society. I don't need to explain too much. There's just so much going on right now. I can barely keep track of the latest mandate, the latest just craziness. And I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that something is wrong. Like, something is just not right. And some of us will just dig deeper and try to find the truth and get all stressed out about what's the latest thing that's going on. Some of us are in denial, just as if nothing is happening, as if I take an injection, it's going to solve all the problem. Everything is going to be back to normal. Are we really going to go back to normal? So again, there's a difference in opinion. We are not here to say who's right, who's wrong. We're here to respect the differences, and we all take our different stand, right? Finances, right? Huge. I don't care. Everything is going right in your life. You're the smartest person in the world, or you have great people around you. But if you cannot pay for your rent next next month. You cannot feed your family. You lost your job because of certain things that you refuse to comply to the mandate. The reality is it's going to cause you a lot of stress. Like if it means, I know a friend who literally just lost their home. They could not pay for the mortgage. They own 2 businesses. They are forced shut down. As we all know, a lot of small businesses are just crushed, right? These things happen. And at emergency, one of your family member all of a sudden got a chronic diagnosis of a terminal disease, right? And I know in the US, like I'm lucky in Canada because we have a healthcare system. In the US, like, people overnight, you can just go from having enough to take care of your family to basically bankrupt, right? So finance is a huge area that's causing a lot of stress and anxiety, even worrying about it, like worrying about you losing the job, right? And of course, health, right? A lot of people, we are doing what we're doing in the name of health, right? Their countries are going to lockdown because of health, right? And then we're doing certain things, hopefully that we don't catch the disease and we don't get sick. And guess what? After you take that, you get sick. Autoimmune disease meaning that we don't even know why. Like there's no cure for it. I hearing these horror stories, keep going back to the doctor, keep refer to see different specialists. 6 months later, still nobody know what's going on and there's no cure for it. Terminal diseases, right? And it's hard. It is hard. So I'm sure there's many other sources. These are some of the sources that I identified. So in dealing with our stress and anxiety, right? First thing is, for most, I think we need to identify the root cause, right? There's like deeper into the root. Because firstly, you have to understand why we react. Well, to stress and anxiety is actually a reaction. Something happened, the same thing happened to me, and the same thing happened to you. You might have a different reaction. And why? Again, dig deep into the root cause. It could be coming from your parents, your grandparents, your ancestor. That is true. That is true, right? Myself, I'm Chinese, right? I was born in Hong Kong. I carry over a lot of the trauma, a lot of the experience, a lot of the education from my parents, and some traditions. They just kind of just carry with me. So they are part of like shaping who we are today, and therefore we react to those frame of mind, how we see certain things. Like literally something happened and some people it might not affect them a bit, and other people will be just all nervous and just don't know what to do, like all frozen, right? Some people may even get to I think the last time I heard is like over 10%. I think before the scandemic we have like 10%, 11% of people taking these anxiety medication, right? Now, I don't know the number. I lost track. I know last October, just 1 month, the number of people committing suicide was greater than the total number of COVID deaths. So you can imagine, it's like that's how they react to it. Actually, I know the Japanese culture, they see committing suicide as something like a glorified event. It's really interesting. So, all these factors also kind of causing us to behave and to react in a certain way, how we deal with stress, how we create stress, and add on top of it, right? Past experiences, right? If you've been hurt by a certain way, let's just say you go through 10 heartbreaks, right? How are you going to see, how are you going to see your new partner in your relationship, right? And being suspicious and sensitive at all time, right? And so that is the relationship, your past trauma, fear, right? Where is the source of our fear? Why we feel so fearful of a certain thing, right? So these are the things that I think all of us, before you search for solution to your stress, you got to dig deep into the root cause, right? Because when you know and have awareness of your root cause, then you can start solving your problem, finding the solutions, right? And when it deepening the root cause, another thing is about your mind, your brain. Do you know that like 90% of your mind is subconscious mind? So conscious mind basically, you're not acting on it. You actually every single day you just carrying on with your 10% conscious mind, right? A lot of things are automatic because they're just in your subconscious. So it takes times to really bring some of the subconscious issues into awareness. Once they become awareness, they're conscious, then you can start determining the actions you need to take to address that. Self-worth, right? That's also some of the things that says, some people think they're not worthy of something. Like there's some people like, I'm a financial planner. So I know like how I see money have changed over time. Some people think that they just like, I'll never make enough money. Like, who am I? Like, I'll never build a business. I'll never become a big business builder or whatever, right? It's like, am I worthy of love, right? I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough for this person or something like that. So that can cause a lot of stress, right? And basically it can all sum it up to something called limiting belief. Basically, any beliefs that will limit you to unleash your potential, they're limiting beliefs, right? I'm going to walk you through an example that I actually, and we're going to go through the solutions. I actually took a course with Tony Robbins. It's called UPW, Unleash the Power Within. And it was a 4-day course with 48 hours, 4 straight days. And that's how I learned about limiting beliefs, right? Identify any belief that limits you, that prevent you to live your happiest life, right? That like if you think about stress and anxiety, they're limiting beliefs, right? That's causing us, when you're in a stress mode, you can't really think straight. It can affect your sleep. If you don't sleep well, it can affect your health. So it's very limiting, right? It's really like not letting us living a healthy life, right? So those, an example of limiting beliefs, it could be like, for me was one of the things before I attend the event, which is last July, is this limiting belief of overwhelm. And I actually caught myself saying it all the time, like feeling overwhelmed every single day. And whenever I talk to people, they say, how are you? Whatever. I say, I'm feeling overwhelmed. And to so much that I actually heard myself saying that. It's like, you're saying this like a little bit too much. And I actually did feel overwhelmed. And the thing is limiting, because the more I feel overwhelmed, the more unproductive I become. And then the more stress that it's basically like a chain reaction, right? So this is what I learned from Tony Robbins, right? This is transformation, right? It's to, number one, identify your limiting beliefs. Anything you want to change, basically, when you change it, you can do better. Okay, so for me, I identify being overwhelmed with my limiting beliefs, right? Or maybe you're thinking that I'm not good enough, I'll never find someone I love, or something like that. You're single, you're looking for a partner, or something like that, right? And the second thing is, once you identify that limiting beliefs, whatever it is that is causing any anxiety on you, you try to imagine and experience the pain from the worst scenario. What's the worst that can happen? If this is indeed true, what's the worst that can happen? So you just go on down that path so you can experience the pain of holding on this limiting belief, right? So it's an exercise you go through. So when I actually take the workshop, I was able to get the coaching from Tony Robbins to guide me through the exercise. In case you have not attended that, I highly recommend it. After I was so I just transformed and got rid of my limiting beliefs. And then I was able to share with my friends. They were taking course. Anyway, we're not here about to talk about the course, right? But just sharing how this helped me, right? So for me is to go through the experience, to really think about what's the worst that can happen if you hold on to that. For example, I'm not good, I'll never make enough money. Or for me would be like, I'm overwhelmed, right? So what is the pain? The worst scenario is I'm actually going to be overwhelmed, or I am actually not going to be able to get anything done, and that I'm going to be in the situations that it's going to be unbearable. I'm going to suffering a lot of pain, and I'm going to owe a lot of money, whatever, something like that, right? So you just go down the path and imagine that scenario, right? To an extent that you know that is limiting and you need to change. So you replace your limiting beliefs by empowering beliefs, right? So for me, I was able to discover that it was all a lie. I'm telling myself this thing about being overwhelmed is all a lie, right? So replace from empowering beliefs such as, I can do it. Not all at the same time. I can always list everything I need to be done, yet the list could be at 1 to 100. But once I list down, I can see them, and I just focus on what I can do each day, and I come up with an action plan. And so the empowering belief is basically, I'm not overwhelmed. I can do it. I can handle it. I can get things done as quickly as I can, and basic things that is actionable, that is doable, and just do that. And the minute I start doing that and feeling good about myself, like now when I look back in a day, I feel great. Instead of feeling overwhelmed and thinking, whoa, what I've done a lot, right? I have 2 free interviews, or I sold some items, I made some money, or I had a great connection. I have a great, I mean, even going out there on a hike with my family and really have a great experience for the family was an achievement for me. So it's about every single day how I can take control of my time and make the best out of it. And when you do that, you are filled with joy and just you feel empowered. You feel that you've got it. You've got this. Okay. And then from there, when you identify these empowering beliefs, you take massive actions. You just do it. You just do like that. So that's a little one solution I just want to share with you guys. But then there's other stuff. Have a holistic wellness plan. Because why I say that? Because wellness is totally a holistic, an integration of spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health. It's not just one aspect, right? You think that you're going crazy, you're all stressed out, is affecting your mental health, is affecting your emotional health, is affecting your relationship, and is toxic to your physical health. You all heard about toxic stress, right? Actually, there's a science behind stress, right? When you're stressed out, your body is in a flight and fight, right? So we're back to almost like primitive, right? You're back to like really all your blood and energy is trying to defend yourself because you're in a fight or flight mode, right? And because of that, you have less immune system to protect your body. That's why your immune system actually go to the lowest, the weakest. And if you do come into some virus or whatever, you could get sick. You can easily get sick. In fact, a lot of people got cancers because some trauma happened that make them feel devastated to the extent that they want to commit suicide. It's actually happened to me once in my lifetime that I was so devastated from a breakup that I was, how old was I? I was like 26 or something. I feel like that was it. Like there was no meaning to continue to live. I actually think about committing suicide. So everything's all related, right? So to get better, you need to also have an action plan to get better in different areas. So for example, how do you optimize your spiritual health, right? Meditation, amazing. You can actually cure according to Joe Dispenza, you can actually cure all diseases with meditation. With meditation, the deeper you can actually get in touch with different frequencies, and different frequency can actually have different healing power. It's crazy. Bible study. I have people that I know read the Bible every single day, right? And doesn't have to be long. Could be 5 minutes, right? And how you start your day actually sets the tone for the whole day, right? And affirmations are so powerful because you really sets the tone of of where you want to be. It actually instantly optimize your energy, right? and and that can just give you the optimal start of the day in the spiritual area, right? That you fill with love from God, right? And then mental health, right? Read, right? You can read the Bible, different books. Like if you have certain issues with family, go and there's a lot of book in self-help, in strengthening your family relationships, or even we're talking about like anxiety and stress. I'm sure there's tons of reading on it. Like read it, educate yourself. There's also, or even watching YouTube video. There's so many great YouTube video. I get inspired every single day, and that feeds my mental health, right? And that I know that I get educated and know more, and then I'm sharper. My mind is sharper, right? Emotional health. This is huge, you guys. You think social media is just something just to have fun or just whatever? No, this is so core. I can share something. This is personal, right? Um, I have a different belief uh, uh, compared to my husband, my brother and sisters, and um, my friends, right? They're all double vaccinated. I'm just going to put it out there, okay? And I just personally, I don't believe into vaccines, so I'm not taking it. So as you know, there's a lot of things going on there. Again, we don't know what is right, what is wrong, but it's causing a lot of friction, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. Like, so you know what? But I'm okay thanks to social media. I have a like-minded community. I'm like surrounded with love. And I don't know where I'm gonna be without community. Like even today, with all of you here, you're all part of the community. We're here to share, and we're gonna open up for testimonials shortly, right? This is so important. We are not alone. You're not the only person feeling the way you feel. Get together with like-minded people, lift each other up. That's going to feed into our emotional health. That's the energy we're going to get. That's the vibration, right? And of course, our physical health, right? Exercising, that part is a lot of part. We know, like, having the right diet, maybe lose some weight or gain some weight, whatever it is, right? You just have to tap into your intuition. You know what you need. You know what your body needs. Your body actually tells you if you're experiencing back pain, shoulder pain, migraine, or something is wrong, right? We hear once and again about when they get healthier, after they lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, their pain is getting better. You can imagine if you're carrying 20 pounds less, what is it going to go to your legs, right? So all of a sudden you're lighter, some of your pain on your leg could be like, going. So all these areas, they're all interconnected. At the end of the day, my friend, it's all about energies, right? Um, everything is energies. Nikola Tesla says, in the universe, if you understand frequencies and energies, you can unlock the truth about everything. And do you know that the science of frequencies has been around for, this is like proven science for 100 years, from Albert Einstein to Nikola Tesla, right? To Dr. Rife. Dr. Rife actually came with, he's one of the doctor came up with this frequency machine back in the 30s, almost 100 years ago. He actually found the frequency of the microbe in a cancer cells. By identifying that frequency, he was able to cure a lot of cancer patients. And just by causing that cancer cells to self-destruct, right? And Anyway, so you can go and do your research. It's a proven science that has helped a lot of people, but any natural remedy has been suppressed. And if you think about it with the right frequencies, you can definitely achieve better spiritual health, right? Your vibration will be higher. You'll be, imagine that you surround with some negative people versus some positive people. You can feel better. You go to a Bible study, you go to a church, or you're singing, you can feel it. Music is frequency, right? That can improve your spiritual health, right? Mental health, the same thing too, right? There's just a lot of uh, program involved in sharpening your brain health, right? Emotional health, right? We just talked about it, like the people you're surrounding, and just how you feel. And if you're feeling hopeful versus feeling hopeless, it can change your vibration. Your thoughts are frequencies. If you feel loved, there's actually a frequency of love, right? So your emotions, your thought, everything is frequency. And all these are affecting, the energy is affecting your immune systems. If you know traditional Chinese medicine, if you have experience of acupuncture, right? It's all frequency. When you put a needle on an acupressure, it just stimulates the flow of the qi. Qi is energies, and it's all frequency. Anyway, I think the best thing to do is to share our testimonial, how we experience our stress and what works for us. So I am going to open up to the forum for you guys to share. And the first person, I am so happy. She's my dear friend in Hong Kong. And I'm just so lucky that I was able to invite her to share her actual experience. She actually experienced a panic attack. I don't know, a couple of days ago. I'm going to let her speak and share her story. Joyce, please share away.
Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be here and to be invited by May. Still going through my shit. So let me introduce myself. My name is Joyce Ponderano. I live in Hong Kong, or rather I work in Hong Kong, but my home is in Italy. So I'm going through some real shit at the moment because of COVID. Long distance. My husband is over in Italy and I'm here, and he's going through a 5th time relapse of cancer. And for the past 2 weeks, it's just been quite impossible to manage from a long distance. So who am I? I'm a boss. I run an organization of more than 100 employees. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter-in-law. Okay. So as women, I think you can all feel with me that we play many different roles, right? And because we're such strong personality, sometimes people don't think that we need help. But I have learned to admit that I need help. And people like May, my friends, my community, they're helping me heal. But what I want to share today is that I never had panic attack before until 2 years ago, when my husband was going through his 3rd chemotherapy. And when that happened, when I was driving my car through a tunnel, the palpitation started. And I thought I was going to die in the tunnel. I thought that was my last day on earth. But I went into the hospital and the doctor couldn't find anything wrong with me. A year later, 8 cardiologists, no one could find anything wrong with me, even though I went for observation, I did MRI, I did PET. The only thing they told me was, you have a little bit of heart arrhythmia, okay? So I even wore a Holter monitor for 48 hours. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. So when I went home to Italy in 2019 for Christmas, I decided to get a 8th opinion, a different doctor, a European doctor, to see what they tell me. And she says she couldn't find anything wrong with me either, right? So they kept on prescribing me blood thinner, high blood pressure medicine, Xanax to calm me. The more I took this medicine, the worse I became. Until someone told me about Healy. Okay. And obviously I was skeptical. I mean, I've seen so many cardiologists, so many people, and no one can help me. You think this little plastic thing here can help me? Anyway, I say, why not? I've tried, exhausted all avenue. So cut long story short, I was using Healy for about 2 months. My palpitation stopped. My high blood pressure went down to normal. And I had the cheapest Healy on the market at that time. And a very good friend of mine who had the resonant module, he would scan every morning and he would send me what I need to do for the day. And I would faithfully follow. And after 3 months, I realized that I was okay. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night with palpitation. And so I embraced Healy, and I bought the, at that time, the best edition was the resonant, and I bought that. And I faithfully did it for another 10 or 11 months. And I totally went off my drugs. Okay, I threw away all my drugs. And so 2 days ago, because of all my husband's 5th relapse in cancer, and I can't go home because COVID is posing a lot of problem to even book a flight, right? And to get on a flight. And you have to do so many declarations and all sorts of stuff. I went into another huge panic attack. This is my first one in the last 11 months. So much so that my CFO was like, going to call the ambulance. We're taking you to the hospital. And I look at her and I said, no, I'm not going, because the only thing they are going to give me, they're going to give me Xanax. And I have Xanax already. Just give me time to calm myself. And she took me home. And all the while, I say, all I need is my Healy. And let me tell you what I did. There is a program called Pain Psychic. In it, there's one called Anxiety. It's the last one. I think it's the number 8 custom program. And I ran that. And it's a very short program. It's only 20 minutes. And I ran it twice in a row. I just kept firing it. I came down. My palpitation stopped. And I was calmer. By the time I reached home, I ran mental balance, inner strength. That further made me more calm. Okay. And now everything that I have healed myself the past few years has came back. This morning, my blood pressure went up to 152/97. That's not good. Okay. So, and my maid, she used to be a nurse. She say, hey, ma'am, I found your blood pressure medicine. You still have one expiring March 2022. And I was like, okay, don't be stubborn. It's 151. You should take your meds. So I took half a med, because I'm here to tell everyone, Western medicine is good when you're in an emergency. It helps because it could bring things down. I'm not so stupid that I would refuse all medical help. Okay. While I would like a drug-free life, I know that in an emergency, it helps. So I took the med and my blood pressure is coming down. So that's why I told May this morning, not too sure whether I can make your session, but I would try to. And a lot of things May said just now is true. Why am I on this call right now? I'm trying to shift my mindset. I'm trying to tell myself that I'm all right. You know, I have to do that. And if I just lie on the bed all day long, telling myself, I'm dying, I'm not all right, you know, because another thing that happened was, now I've got my ticket. I'm going home. I've done all my paperwork. It's not been easy. But last night, have you guys saw the big news? The South African variants? and European countries shutting down again, shutting down the borders, right? Can I even get on my flight on Wednesday? So all this is what we need to manage every day of our life, every day, right? And I'm using a combination of help here because I really do need to get on that flight, right? I use Healy, which is my primary healer, if you want to call it that. I use essential oils, and I use meditation, and I use music, okay? I have music running all day long, piano, relaxing music with sound of water, sound of birds, you know. I am healing. I'm trying to heal myself. In these 11 months, I have to say that I agree with what my psychologist say, because when I was so down in the dumps, I finally succumbed to seeing a psychologist. And she says to me, what I'm going through is shock. My system went into shock because I couldn't help my husband, right? And through all the stress in my life. So this is actually now manifested, yeah. Therefore, I would need to calm myself, and the only way is to do meditation, love myself more, right? And Healy does help you do that. If you believe me, there is a program called Love. Yeah, you can get from a time waiver specialist. There's also a very nice program that Healy gave us in bioenergetic support called Coherence. And when I run Coherence, I do feel calmer because it's supposed to align my heart to my mind. And through Healy, I also discovered that all our physical sickness actually stems from our mind, right? So it's how we fix our mind. So I actually come to the premise that mental health is more important than physical. If you can fix your mental health and stay, you know, on your journey, you should be able to fix your physical health. So that's my journey, and I'm still wrestling with it today, tomorrow. Probably I will still wrestle with it until Wednesday when I get on the plane. And I don't know what's going to happen, but you know what, ladies, I'm not giving up.
Thank you
I'm
so
going
much,
to,
Joyce.
yeah.
Like oh my God, like, thank you so much. Joyce is joining us from Hong Kong at a last minute notice, and I'm aware of all her challenges, and she is being vulnerable and share opening with all of you. Thank you so much. We all learning so much from you, and thank you for your experience. And the next person I'd like to bring up is Louise, and she's amazing. Like, she's actually taking a class for, I don't know, 5-6 hours, and she's taking a break to come here to share her experience. She is a very devoted Buddhist. I'm going to let her speak for herself. Louise, please. You have to unmute.
Hi, everyone. This is Louise from Canada, Toronto. And I think May is a big liar, too. I'm nothing about devoted and whatsoever she say. I'm a mother and I have lots of cats and dogs. I have used other energy machine, and I found Healy so effective. Surprisingly amazing effective and so easy to use. When she talked to me just a few hours earlier, I say, no, I'm busy. But then I think, hey, this machine has helped me so much and it's on my shoulder. I should share it. And just one short story, she talked about mental and physical, psychology, something like that.
Spiritual.
Okay, recently, I have a life coach with me, which we usually call Shifu, like the master and so. anyway, she's wonderful, she's kind, but up to the point when I review the relationship, gone to a point that is so imbalanced in the give and take. And maybe you have this kind of relationship in your life. That's when you found yourself up to the point you're giving 100%, you're getting 0 back. And then the other side think, hey, I don't know, I'm just imagining the other side say, hey, that's very useful. Let's keep her. By what? Maybe not so kind, maybe more manipulative kind of means, or sometimes like put you down to nothing, even worse. And sometimes they know the words to criticize. They know the how to say to make you feel bad or guilty, and then you're willing to give more and more. It's just, I think this kind of relationship always happen in life. So I just recently have one, and I decided to disconnect with it. More so for the other side to think that if a person is so attached to another person for all the supply of love and care and respect, which is not healthy for her too. So after I make the decision, I run a program called I Ching. I love this program. This program first give you the oracles. Sorry, my cat, just too many of them. Give you the oracles of what your situation is. And if you are in a good vibes, you're swimming in the good vibes, it will give you more. And if you are facing some negative vibes, it will give you the clearance of it. And I have never had a reading so high from the blue dot in the analysis. I got 92%. I'm like, wow, it really caught my attention. I got 92% on creative power. So immediately it gave me the alert that I have to become myself. And I have to make use of the inner power to let my creativity to run my life, not other people to run my life, not other people manipulating your emotions and all these things to run, to operate you. So, wow, 92% of creative power. And I tell you, even the least I got is 70%, 70. That is a very, very high reading. I've never seen it like that. So the second one is new way, a 79%. Second one, 79%. New way to see frictions, which is frictions like arguments, as challenges. So new way to see frictions with your friend, the contradictions, as challenges. A new way to see, it's not that you have to see it as challenges, because challenges can be provocative, can be helpful, but this is a new way to see, and it gave me 79%. And the third one is 74%, time for personal growth. That gave me confidence that I'm heading to the right way. It is a time for personal growth. It's not time for, I didn't mean to destroy it, but you have to destroy something to let things grow, right? So it is a personal growth time, 74%. 73%, so close together, is inner maturity. So it goes with the personal growth. And the 70%, the last one, is wake up call. So we have, I personally have friends through my life, coworkers or just friends. Unfortunately, in human nature, we have jealousy, we like to compete, we like to have friendship, but at the same time it's comparing to each other. And then sometimes it doesn't go in a very positive way. And it is a wake-up call for me to know how to live humbly, and same time not being a target of comparison. So that's very helpful with me. And since after I run that program, I bump into talks that's about how to bring up your true nature. Your true nature is divine, is precious. Versus I was in a situation that telling me how bad my nature is. And then today I just read a book. Well, actually, I have to read a book because I was in a book club preparing. Let me show. There are 2 lines that really helpful. And it says, often faith comes in the aftermath of doubt, and doubt comes in the aftermath of faith. So faith and doubt, you believe or you don't believe, okay? And the one that comes second is often much more powerful. In the end, we have to abandon both. So the analysis gave me clarity. And after I run the energy, it gave me a new feeling of energy that brings me to books and people and talks that strengthen my confidence, self-esteem, and a clarity of knowing what's next. I think it's very precious. And before I end it, I give a note on the coherence. One day I was thinking I should mop the floor, and all day gone till midnight, I haven't mopped the floor. 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m., I run the coherence. And you know what? I found myself mopping the floor. So 2 a.m. So don't run your coherence when you're supposed to sleep. The friend just share that it connects your heart and your mind. So my heart wanted to mop the floor, and then I cannot stop mopping the floor. And I actually mopped the whole house. I could have just do the kitchen, but I ended up 45 minutes mopping the whole house, happily mopping, and couldn't stop. So run the coherence in the morning when you have time to mop the floor. That's all I have
Wow.
to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much for, I just, with Joyce and Louis, last minute notice, and it's just happening. And we're learning so much from you. You guys are master that I'm learning from. And the next, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we'll share the recording later and we'll listen to it again. But whoever would like to share, please feel free to unmute. Eileen, are you there? I know you're also very busy and trying to just join in for maybe 5-10 minutes to share your story. Please unmute and share it, Eileen.
Hello, hello. How's everybody?
Busy mom here.
Just juggling many hats, that's all. And I do it thankfully, first by faith, second by Healy. Pretty much is how I roll these days. I pray, put this frequency on. So yeah, so my story is I came to know Healy during a time where I was also going through some mental anguish, and someone did a scan for me and I couldn't believe how accurate it was. So if anyone has not experienced the aura scan, I highly recommend it. And so I had an aura scan done, and I knew right away that the person who did the scan would not be able to know what the aura scan said. So when I read the scan and I saw what it said, I was like, I got a little freaked out, I'll be honest. And then I just kind of started looking into it and understanding the quantum healing, the frequency healing. And I love frequency music. So I understood it from that perspective. I knew that when I listen to different frequencies with music, it changes my moods, it changes my vibration, it changes the whole atmosphere that I'm in. So, so I looked into it, and then I just jumped in with both feet. And since then, not only have I been able to get rid of some pain, I sleep better, I'm in better moods, mental balance is not an issue anymore for me. My 9-year-old daughter will ask me to run the Healy if she needs to sleep, which is amazing. I've literally saved the lives of animals on my farm that were very severely hurt Pretty much we thought it was going to die, and I ran a Healy program on the animal because we can use it for animals as well, and the animal is now running around on the farm perfectly healthy. So I've used it for that. I've used it for things that I lost something. I lost a package. It was worth a lot of money, and I made the mistake of not putting insurance on it, and it got lost on the border. And I was very disturbed and very freaked out. And a good friend of mine, May, told me to run one of the programs on the Healy, and it showed up 2 days later. So we are all energy. We think we're like objects and mass. We're not. It's all energy. And that's why it can work on a quantum level. And that's why the energy can go anywhere that it needs to go. And when you start healing at an energetic level, bioenergetically, everything changes. All the cells will change because you're regenerating proper frequencies within our human body. So yeah, that's kind of how it came to be.
Thank you so much for a testimonial, Eileen. All I can say is you're amazing. You're truly amazing. And I can see it. A lot of you can see it. Somehow she don't see it. I'm sorry, I have to put it out there. But anyway,
I love you, May. And you know what, May, you encouraged me. And I told you last week, you think I was joking. I told you last week, when I grow up, I want to be like you. So I love you.
Love you. Actually, if Michelle's around, I'd like to invite her to share next, if you don't mind. And then anybody want to share next also can maybe raise your hand and put in the chat. Michelle, are you there? We just did a coaching program on you. If you don't mind, share with us your insights from the coaching program. What is the coaching program? I know that come included with our top device, which is professional, which is currently at 60% off. And so everybody's so excited trying to get their hands on it. So please share your experience and your insight and how that helped with your relationship and stress and insight.
Okay, yeah, we did actually I'm Michelle. I should introduce myself. Yeah. Okay. So me and I are in this Healy all together as partner, as friend, as sister. So yeah, we've been going like crazy. Eh? Yeah. And we're so passionate about this because we can see how it can help ourselves and our families, our friends, and all this stuff. Yeah. So where do I start? Okay. We did a coaching session, like no rehearsal, like just I put myself out there, very vulnerable, and we just did because I have some relationship problem with my younger son. He has a learning disability since he was young, so I did not take a course of parenting. So I kind of try and error, and we have many conflicts. Yeah. So then we did a coaching program that we put the positive statement there in the coaching program works like that, right? So you have to have a focus that what you want to achieve. So then we put a statement there that I want to have a good relationship with my younger son, like his name and all the stuff. So, you know, this is the first time I did the coaching program, even though I have heard so many good things about that for those people already experienced that. And theoretically, I know this is something good, but I never actually so close to my heart, right? And then I kind of see the whole process and with myself in it, right? So along the way, basically, when you do the vibration, then all the points that would come up that actually throughout the process, at the beginning, I didn't see it, but throughout the process, May and then the other gentlemen, they are quite good at kind of digging deep in reading in between the lines. What is the cause of my relationship conflict? that I may or may not aware. Okay, some I'm aware, but some I may not. That's why the coaching program is so good, because it actually dig deep to your inner self, that sometimes you may not even aware that you think that way, or your mindset is that way. Okay, so anyway, so we analyze all the top 5, and slowly it's just like an onion would peel and peel and peel. And then finally, we find that basically I carry a lot of baggage as a Chinese parent, that is like a helicopter helicopter parent. I show too much care that make my son is suffocating. You know, like this is what is identified. So along the way, it says, you know, you should have the family as a whole in mind, but yet you have to respect the individuality. You know, so then it made me realize that, okay, even though when my son come home, I really have to show my love as respecting his individuality, because I'm so caring that, oh, son, drink water. Oh, son, eat food. Even though my son is only 20 some years old, and my older one is 32 years old. Okay. But yeah, but anyway, the coaching program is, I'm amazed that it actually dig deep, because I'm a person that I'm not so in tune of my inner deep feeling. I'm more academia, you know. I'm like more rational and more rational rather. Yeah. So it is really good. It is a good experience, and I recommend everyone really try that. And that program would be in the professional
lifetime access. Yes.
Lifetime
and
access.
that was the first time we did it in Chinese as well.
Yeah.
And
right.
so
Yeah.
the Healy, and actually you have access in 38 different languages. So you speak Spanish, French, German, you can did and have access and use the Healy in different languages. But the next person I'd like to invite to share is Marina.
Hi, everyone. I just want to give you all a quick background about myself and why I like it Healy so much. And it's like I felt in love with this device when I first got to know what it can do for us. I am 45, and during my entire life, I've never taken medicines. So the way I used to treat myself when I was sick, it was through homeopathy. So I have this experience into my life with my parents taking me to natural doctors. And even though when I was, nowadays I'm living in Panama, I'm from Brazil, but even though when I was living in Australia or other countries, I always searched for the natural doctors. So this is just to mention, when I was presented the Healy, it made total sense to me, because I really, I want to have the power, the total control of my health. And I really like the testimonial of Joyce when she said, I'm not gonna be neglected. I forgot the word. I won't be making any mistake regarding my health system. I will take the medicine from the Eastern. At the same time, I will run the Healy and try to relax, to calm down and get out of this anxiety and treat myself. So what Healy did for me, and I want to share what happened to me and to the people that I used in distance, because you can send frequency to other people. When I came back, I've been living in Panama for 2.5 years now, and we came back during the pandemic in June this year. And here it's so hot and humid, and we have the air conditioning on the whole time. And I have this reoccurring sinusitis that I couldn't get cured. I was doing like all the natural treatments that could be done. And when my forever partner Eileen presented the Healy to me. She ran the aura scan, and it made total sense with me. So I bought the Healy, and I started using in July for my sinusitis, and also for the chronic pain that I had on my shoulder. I've been practicing yoga for over 15 years. So my entire life is through homeopathy, yoga, like natural lifestyle. But due to to a lot of the practice, I was having this injury, and I've done physiotherapy back in Brazil. I've done physiotherapy here in Panama, and I still had the pain. So this is to say that with the Healy, there's also these stickers that you can plug in into the device. And I was using on my shoulders for less than 2 weeks, maybe 11, 12 days, I'm not sure, because I was running the sinusitis in the morning and for my chronic pain in the afternoon, and I got healed. So this is so amazing, because this device is able to send the right frequency that your cells need. So it's different for my body to the other bodies. And this is so amazing, because this means that you can have total control of your health and well-being. And lastly, I want to share one very important issue that happened this week. On Monday, my husband started feeling really bad. Actually, it started on Saturday. He was feeling dizzy, and then Saturday and Sunday, and we went for Dr. Google, and Dr. Google said, according to the symptoms that he was having, it could be like an infection in his ear. Like, we've been on holidays to Costa Rica recently, and he got an infection in his ear there, and probably didn't get cured properly, that we just found out afterwards, but it could also be a heart attack. So we are here by ourselves. We don't have any family members here, and we have 2 daughters. So we decided to go immediately to the hospital, because on Monday, while he was taking the girls to school, he also, while driving, he felt dizzy again. So we did the same as Joyce said. We were going to the hospital, but I took the Healy with me, and I was doing a scan on all programs. I really like this condensed group of programs, and it immediately showed it wasn't anything regarding his heart. So it gave me enough calm to drive and to be there to support him while he was being tested with all the exams that he was tested with, the blood exams, the brain, the tomography, the resonance, everything. So I ran the Healy and showed it was something regarding mental balance. Of course, he was really nervous because he thought he could be having a heart attack. And also something regarding his health, that it was the ending of the appointment. There was a remaining infection in his ear. So this is my testimonial is, it really helped me to completely cure my sinusitis, my chronic pain. It helped me to figure out that he was not having a heart attack, so I could support him in the proper way. And lastly, I want to mention also that I've been sending frequencies to relatives and friends in Brazil and some other countries. And with one of my aunts, she just suffered an accident. She was walking on the street and she fell on the floor, and she got bruised all over her face. And I was sending frequency to heal her, the bruise and the scar, and it got really better. And she said to me, I don't know what is it, how does it work, but it's helping me a lot because the doctor said that it would take at least 3 months. And in less than 2 weeks, she got almost nothing in her face. So that's it. I really enjoy, and I run to the Healy to my daughters as well, to help them at the school, or to sometimes they are having like some stressful situation. I run the Healy and send the frequencies to mental balance. So it does a lot for us, and it's in our hands, and in my opinion, it's really affordable for everything that offers back.
Thank you so much, Marina. It's what a interesting experience. You must be really scared before you run the Healy. Thank you so much. Anyone who wants to, I don't see any hand up, so anybody wants to share, please feel free to unmute. Or if you have any questions about, you have any tips to offer to everyone in handling stress and anxiety. Hey, I see Jackie, please share.
Mine's very brief, but it was, it's kind of unusual too. A friend of mine in Australia, now I'm in New Jersey. A friend of mine in Australia had a dog who was very, very ill, and it had an amputated front arm, actually. The whole piece was taken off, and the dog was not doing well, and it had not been recovering. And I ran a Healy on the dog, and within 48 hours, it actually lifted its head. It started to eat again. And this isn't even the animal program. I was just running the blue program on it. And it was, again, energetically getting in the dog's field. And that was amazing to me. Also for my own dog who had surgery, and her recovery was fairly miraculous. She recovered in less than a week, and it was pretty amazing. So I'm all about the dogs, but I wanted to just share that because it's a little bit unusual. You don't really think about animals, but you know, animals are people too. And so that's my testimony.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Actually, you know what, now that you mention animals, it's actually quicker because animals simple. When you send them some frequency, they don't resist, they just receive. Yeah. They're like at a very high vibration, like animals and children, right? And what I'm noticing, there's one thing I want to share about frequencies, that if a person do not believe in frequency and or resist and do not receive it, it will be less effective. Okay, so actually, it's actually more effective, quicker with animals. Thank you so much for your animal testimonial. And actually, one of Michelle's friends actually was thinking about getting a Healy, wasn't sure, but when his dog got sick, he decided, okay, where do I order? Just for his dog, right, Michelle?
Yeah. At first he said, I don't have money. Then suddenly his dog was diagnosed, I think, like some serious thing, right? So then he said, okay, I have money now, right? So I guess he loved his pet so much more than himself. Yeah.
We actually have an animal kit you can order. We have specific animal program that is tailor-made for animals. So for all those animals lovers out there, and you know what? People spend a lot of money with the vet, right? And still they're not being able to help them because they actually don't know what the root cause is. So I'll give it a try if you know people have animal that are sick and stuff, right? Anyone wants to share their testimonial of any questions, please feel free to unmute. I'm learning so much from this meeting. I'm honestly, the community is everything. If not, I think that's a great session, and I hope everybody have a great weekend. And please go back to the person who invited you to this webinar, get all your questions answered, and to check out an amazing promotion that ends actually November 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific time, because it's a German company. So that's why it's the weird time frame. Just to get all your answers, all your questions answered. If you need to do your research, and or we actually have a testimonial group on Facebook, you can actually join and read through the various testimonials from different people. That's it. And yeah, it's 60% off. That's it. So you have a fabulous weekend, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good night, everybody.
Okay, good night, good night.
Thank you so much,
Good night,
May. It was
bye-bye.
amazing. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. You
Bye.
guys are amazing.
Okay.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Eileen.
Oh, I see Eileen's little
Thank
girl. Is that
you.
Lizzie, come here.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Wow, all the lovely girls out
Girls.
there, right?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're Healy users too.
Oh, good, good.
We just ran scans on them to put them to sleep. Watch, they're gonna go to sleep like this.
That's great.
All right. We'll share the recording with everybody later.
Yeah.
Bye,
Good night.
everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving for the people in United States. I think
Exactly,
people in the United
exactly.
States, right? Yeah. All right.
And this video we will post it on YouTube. If you don't, if no one is helping you, if you just find this video, my email is down there. So just email me and I'll just help you. Bye, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.